Good morning, Nagaland. I'm Sai se Hornbill TV. Moi sumamla apne host or apne सबके sign up with Hornbill TV de swagat करेसे. This morning Women's Day laga special event mark करना मिलोदे special guest दुईटा join करना से और गुनारो मिलोदे special co-host भी join करेसे. She is none other than our very own Hornbill TV international news anchor Miss Esther.
It's my pleasure to be part of the show. Thank you.
अच्छा तो अपनी भी Women's Day तो every year क्या ने celebrate करे viewers can celebrate करे दी.
Hoy months of Jane Women's Day to every year on March 8th ase and it's a day that recognizes the achievements of women and their efforts in society and also regardless of divisions. So and I'm very excited today to have two women who have actually, surpassed a lot and has really contributed in a lot for the society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
We have, I would like to introduce them right now. Bambi Kevichusa. She is a designer based in Dimapur. And then we have Miss Tasang Imchen, who is the proprietor of Expressionlife. And today, Mohansop Iman Kuta Kurule ase on Women's Day commemorating. Holibi Ajito especially focus, I think having both of you would be on women empowerment. And yeah, so very happy to have both of you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So tell us more about yourself, Miss Asang first.
Yeah, so thanks for this time. It's an honor to be here. People call me Tasang. Some people call me Asang, so like it's a matter of choice. So, if I have to say about my family, I'm the youngest in the family and survived right now with my dad and my elder sister who is also married. My mom passed away and even my other sister also passed away, so that leaves with just three of us. Of course, we have the extended nieces and nephews and in-laws, so that's the way it is right now. I stay with my daddy and it was 5 years back that I started a small venture which I call my studio now, Expressionlife. I started that.
These are your works, right?
Oh yes, yeah, that's my work. Yeah. So I started Expressionlife. It's a home-based studio, and but it's not just a workplace, but I take it as a house of hope because this is a house where it gives hope to people who are working under me. By first I mentor them for a year in terms of their work, work or in their personality development, and all that sort. So it's like work as well as the mentoring thing that happens alongside. So that's where I am right now.
That's nice. And Bambi, would you like to say something about yourself, please?
Yeah, I'm a fashion designer. I do primarily bridal wear, so I do wedding gowns.
Yeah, these are your gowns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, these are some of my work. This is some of my ready-to-wear work. And I'm based in Dimapur. I've been in this business for the past 8 years. 8 years, and yeah, I guess that's all.
Do you both follow each other's work?
Yes, we do.
I mean, when it comes to, it's totally different, the creativity of it, but again, it's art for both of you, I suppose. The techniques, the ways, it's completely different, but following each other for inspiration.
I think it's different and yet it's very similar because, Tasang does a lot of work with flowers, and flowers is a part of bridal, bridal wear, and her work is very romantic.
Yeah.
So I guess even bridal wear is very romantic. So I think and I'm pretty sure that a lot of my brides do use her stuff during their weddings for their decor and things like that.
For their home.
Yeah, for their home.
Miss Asang Bambi la kam lao pore. What opinions do you have, or what things do you like about our work? She said that your works are very romantic.
Yeah. Thanks, Bambi, for saying that. Yeah, and I never thought in that line, but romantic is the first time I'm hearing that, when it comes to my work. So thanks for that. Yeah, coming to Bambi's work, I see, and out of the few experiences that I have and what I heard, She's somebody who listens very intently to people's or clients' wishes. And because I know that there are some people who are very, who gives opinion. No, I think maybe not that, just do this kind of thing. But if you do that, I didn't experience that. Anyway, so she's somebody who listens, that's what she does according to the wish of the client. But along with that, what she does is that, the way it complements, what she does is that, she tries to look at the personality of the person. Some people may be loud or calm, all the personality, and then the figure or the structure of the person. So, the way she work alongside, keeping all that in mind, that's something that I saw and which I really appreciate. And another thing that I saw is that her clothes are very comfortable to wear. So she adds comfort and fashion together. So that's also something that I've seen, and I really appreciate that.
That's a lot of compliments.
And I think it would take a lot of patience to keep dealing with, especially brides and their wants and their needs and specification.
Yes, of course. But I also understand that it's their first day, and it's their most special day. It's the most special day of their lives, and therefore I can't mess it up. And so I try to be as sensitive as I can, tahan kikoy to hunikina, listening to them carefully so that I give them what they want, and also like Tasang was saying, listening to them intently so that I can get to know who they are, so that the dress is them. It's not like I'm putting somebody else's dress on them. Well, that dress belongs to them, that it is a part of who they are. So yeah.
Also, my sources la rahuna hisab to Miss Bambi la inspiration the music pra he guna hunishe. Yeah, how is that?
It's very strange.
Yeah.
It's also because maybe I'm a musician. I mean, in a sense, I'm not a full-time musician, but music has been in my life and in my family. Yes, I played the piano, the keyboard, and
she had the band.
Yeah, I was in a rock band. I was a rocker. So,
do you play at weddings?
Oh no, gosh, no. No, they probably throw me out. But and so music, I don't know, it's very strange. And maybe also music and design, everything they're all together, music, art. It won't be so I mean, that's what I believe. And so therefore, I don't know, it's like sometimes there's a piece of music that I hear and I see the designs. So for collections, there are times when I'll keep listening to the music and I'll design the whole collection. So I don't know, yeah, it's
quite a big inspiration in making music for you. That's lovely.
Yeah.
And then Miss Asang bhi apni la inspiration ko di rahe tha.
Inspiration ko tibra ahe. Inspiration ko tibra ahe. For me, because even if mula samangando, even if it's home decor, there are also household functionalities. So, for example, just to give an example, my bedroom, I never had the bedside drawer, and to keep things up on the bed, above me, it's like I find it quite stuffy and messy. So that's when I realized, no, there has to be something here, and that's how I started to, according to my needs, I need to have 2 drawers because I need to keep this things here, another thing here, and the one space have to be open. So I think it's, how do I say, need-based, I think. And in fact, on top of that, what happened was, I have all this, my spectacles, my, medicines and all that stuff. And then, but I just can't keep it there on top of the bedside drawer. So I decided, okay, I should make an organizer. So that's how, on top of the bedside, drawer is another, organizer. So I think my inspiration comes from needs. I guess, and what people say, different people have different, needs, and they would say, I need something like that, so that's how I would just create things. So.
Okay. What would you say are your biggest challenges then? I mean, when it comes to it's your needs and when inspiration, you need to be inspired. I think continuously inspired ho lage to
Yeah.
come up with new designs and to be in the market. So what would you say also are your challenges
Also,
in that?
don't come la field ido, you need a lot of creativity na. So it
Yes.
must be really tough.
Yeah. Thankfully, I mean, to God be the glory, but God has already given the creativity in me, like the way He has given creativity or ability to many people. So for me, to come up with things is not very difficult. You know, it's just I don't know how. Sometimes I even wonder. You know, but things, you know, I just think through, and you know, even to take the measurement or to design thing, it just happens. But when it comes to challenges, for me, it's not so much a work-related challenge. But for me, the challenge would be, one thing would be, you know, sometimes it's very difficult for me to, balance between professionalism and human relation. See, the thing is, you know, I love people a lot, you know. So likewise, I treat my staffs as my own daughters and sons. So, you know, the love is there. But at the same time, it's a profession. So, you know, I need to, balance, right? So diplomacy is needed. So I think that's where, the challenge is happening. Another challenge that I can think of is, obviously, I can't say that I'm the only decoupage artist, right? So in the market, there are also a few other ladies who are into this same art. So, I have to, the challenge is that there is a competition. It's a business after all. So, there's a competition. So I have to always upgrade myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Miss Asange challenges la question huda da Miss Babi same question damnige hudum jais.
Okay. The things that inspire me, I think a lot of things inspire me. Like I said, music, definitely music. She inspire me. The other thing would be, I think, history, especially with bridal wear. I'm a student of history. I did history in college, in university. So I do a lot of, I do look through a lot of history books and even movies and things like that for inspiration. So my inspiration does come from history. The main inspiration would be, I think, especially with bridal wear, would be the bride themselves, because I try to listen to them, to their story, and incorporate that into the dresses. Like there's one bride who's, we are yet to dress to banaula se. What she wants is she wants a fabric, a piece of something from her family's clothing. What they're going to wear for the wedding, itu tala dress they incorporate. So that's a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it. But then that's again, So yeah.
Like considering history, you're interested in history and inspired.
Yes.
Would you say that a particular era inspires you for your designs?
No, I think
Not
just
such.
Yeah, it ranges from Indian history to Roman history to French. It's just anything. Yeah.
That's nice.
Acha to amni challenges kankinga se apni la profession de.
My main challenge too, as a designer and as a businesswoman or somebody who's trying to run a business, would be business sense, because I'm more an artistic person.
Okay.
And so to run a business was a challenge for me, to weigh my profit and losses, my income and expenditure for a long time.
She can relate.
Yeah, for a long time I struggled.
Sure.
But now I think I'm slowly getting a hang of it. Yeah.
Continuing on that line and tangent, Mohanbi, being a woman in today's world, challenges bishi ase. So what is the epitome of being a woman in today's society and this era generation? What is the the highest form, or I won't say highest, but what do you think a woman should
Be like
in
today's society?
Is there a
I think what comes to my mind just very quickly is just to be who you are. I think, and knowing that you and a woman, a person, you are this woman and you are created unique and no one can replace you. And I think to be secure in that no matter where you go, where you are, that you know your identity and you're secure in that. I think that, for me, that would be epitome of being a true woman.
Do you want
I
to
think,
add?
yeah, I think
anything?
that's it. Yeah, what Bambi
Okay.
said, yeah, I fully agree.
All right. And since coming to the topic, and which is women
Women
empowerment,
empowerment.
Yeah.
Abnila hisapra ki say the women empowerment exactly according to your thought and your, what do you feel women empowerment to say?
For me, more than anything, would be the freedom to make your own choices. I think there's a lot, well, we can say, yeah, the ability to make choices, I think is the, what defines empowerment, you know, and yes, I think economic independence does help you to make those choices, you know, but I feel that for me, that is the, I don't know whether it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, since I've been I've been like, I'm sure like any of you here, I've been into empowering women for a very long time, and having the privilege of being in the leadership role for maybe 20 years or so, and also my mom being somebody I looked up to as very empowering, to me as a woman. For me, it came, it was just like a lifestyle for me to empower. So when I say empower, what does it mean? For me, it's empowering someone or empowering a woman, not just in her economic, not just the workplace, not just the financial thing, but for me, empowering her to, as Bambi said, in the decision making, freedom to make decision, or for me, it would also be empowering her in her, her worldview or her self-esteem, her personality,
Support
all that.
in that
Yeah, all that comes along, and I've seen with my own eyes with my staffs, so. When I say empowerment, it means a lot to me because I've seen people's lives change, just in the workplace. So, yeah. So
very vast and
it's very vast, and it's a whole aspect of a life.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So amni garni we man woman gan agent empower kule lage.
Very much. Lage, bishi lage.
Or in what ways empower kule lage?
In what ways? Moidu bhavana kora say, as a women, we have to be influencers to each other. Influence in the sense, so I'm not saying it's a negative influencer la do kono. You influence her, with the good personality you have, or it could be with your lifestyle, or it could be with your walk with God, or it could be in your, your ideology, your worldview. I don't know how really I would say that, but. You being an influencer, just let her follow that. Of course, I'm not saying that don't leader as I be la just by your way of life. Let his or her life be motivated. Yeah.
Would you
Miss
like
Bambi.
to add to that? What do you feel in terms of empowering each other, women? Like she had also previously in the previous question, she was saying that it's just not, financially or like that, but there are different aspects. So
I mean, I think we women are actually the main people who are the key people to empower other women. I think, and I mean, not to discredit men in any way, but we cannot be looking on the outside for someone to empower us. And it's because we talk the same language, we go through the same challenges, we go through the same pains, and we understand each other, women language, the language that women speak. And therefore we are the main key people who are in a position to influence someone else, to empower that person. So I totally feel with all my heart that women are the key people in encouraging and empowering other women. And just to add to that, because even in our society, sometimes, I would not, women are in a position that can influence change even in the men. And sometimes, gender inequality and things like that are sort of, I don't want to say perpetuated, but are pushed ahead by women ourselves, you know. So we as mothers, we as wives, and we as sisters, we are in a position to even influence our men to love our women more, you know.
Right.
I agree.
Yes,
I've
definitely.
often heard my parents like one family balulila do woman la upore singa type to na parents kan ba thai kuina hi. So I definitely agree yours. The study la hisab ti do there are 5 types of woman empowerment as na. So ajigari, let's see 3 woman empowerment, 3 types of woman empowerment na. So let's see the first one. Social woman empowerment. तो अपने भी social woman empowerment kita कोई अपने भी की thoughts है?
When it comes to empowering women socially, or like, what would you think?
The first thing that would come into my mind is the position of women in a society in terms of just laws that would favor women, you know, and just the position of women in society. And I know that is changing in our society. Women have, I think, I don't want to. I want to try to be politically right. But I think women, with in many ways, our own effort, have placed ourselves in a position where we are becoming more. How do you say? Putting ourselves in positions where we are able to influence even the society. So, yeah. So I guess that in a way we are getting empowered in society and socially. Yeah.
You want to?
Yeah, when I see this social, family, you know, that's the first social, how do I say? That's
Connection.
yeah. You know, that's where, you know, the smallest it could be, but then family is one of the society. That's what I feel. And obviously that will start out of the individual, right? The woman herself. So when she's empowered, obviously she's going to be an influence to the family. And even, you know, when you talk about society in the larger scale, you know, be it in the workplace, be it in the community you are living, in the neighborhood, this person who is in the society will definitely, you know, if she's empowered already, so she will definitely be, she will have the freedom to empower other people. So that it's, so, you know, so when you say social, you know, those are some of the points that comes to my mind.
Bambi, another type is also psychological. What do you say about women empowering each other psychologically?
Yeah, I think it all starts here. You know, whether we like it or not, it all starts with who we think we are, and also, you know, I don't know why, but when you say it's psychological, I'm also just thinking of gender violence, and sometimes the violence that is perpetuated towards women, you know, and psychologically as well. And I think that's where the destruction, so much of destruction has happened to women because of psychological violence. And therefore, for women, as women, to let others know about what their rights are, you know, about
Awareness.
yeah, in that.
But I think also a lot of women perpetuate the same kind of abuse also to another woman, the same gender, you know, like it's not just man and woman. And I think it's very important to
Also, women bring each other down
all the
mostly.
time. I think we see everywhere, you know, be it, you know, on reality TV or right in front of you amongst friends. I think we, you know.
I think when you were saying that, I was just remembering one video that I saw about women, you know, meting out physical violence towards another woman, and it was very uncomfortable for me.
Disturbing.
And I think sometimes that's why we also need to recognize as women the responsibility that we have towards our sisters, so that this kind of violence are not tolerated, so that this kind of behavior is not considered okay or possible in our society. Yeah.
Would
Miss-
you like to add to
Psychological woman empowerment.
Psychologically, I don't have much to say. Yeah. I mean, I can't really think so much in line with that.
Okay, okay. And to the third women empowerment topic would be educational. And so would you like to add anything to that? Apne bhi ki bhabe educational empowerment of
Women.
each other
Yeah.
between women. I mean, what do you think that exactly entails?
I mean, education, you know, us, you know, we don't have to explain or elaborate education, right? So, to a person or a woman with education and without education, you know, makes a big difference. So, in fact, we have already seen or heard about, you know, so many people who fought for education. You know, women should be educated. Why is it said like that? Because it is very important that a woman should be educated. So obviously, and you know, when I say education, you know, I'm also thinking of many teachers who are women. You know,
Right.
and the way this women teachers are empowering, of course, not just women or not just girls, but students,
genders,
yeah,
yes.
both genders. So the way that the women are taking up education to educate other, you know, women. It could be, in fact, when I used to be in the seminary, I know of wives, students' wives who becomes teacher for the other wives. So, for example, the educated wives are teaching the uneducated wives. So that way, you know,
It's empowering.
it's empowering, right?
Yes.
So it is very important, and it is a necessity that women are educated, and it's, in fact, that is,
That's true.
you know, when it comes to rearing children, teaching children, you know, tutoring children, what if women are not educated? You know, it has to be the women or the mothers who will be, I mean, of course, it's not just mothers should teach the children, it's not like that, but you know, it so appears that mothers have more, that inclination towards teaching is more, you know, for mothers or for women. So mothers or women have to be educated so that they also educate other people.
To man education that we need to educate mothers nga koisna to man ida Nagaland la senior de actually do man Naga woman gambi kinga type la education like I mean when it comes to women empowerment, I mean topic there.
I think I can see two. Ekta do to education not in terms of just degrees, but education in terms of amyala rights kan. What you know, and the things that are going on in the world, the changes that are being made, the laws that are being made, even towards even with regard to sexual violence or things like that, you know. So to be educated in that area. The second would be also getting educated, getting an education. And that is not just getting a master's, but it's also getting a skill, you know, because that will also enable a woman to be independent, you know. So I guess those two go together. Yeah.
Apni jun bhi in our education la hisab te, as you were saying, like how you empower each other by their skills. So Monbi, I think whether education also, yes, of course, important as will be like how people source locally. I think that's also another thing where uneducated people, they make
That's what.
all these, you know, things, and I think we also in that aspect empower each other, you know, we help each other that ways. When I think that is also I would suggest, I don't know if you
Passing
agree,
on the skills.
skills, whether
Training.
education,
The
training, traditions, and local sourcing. I think that is also
Yeah.
a very important aspect,
Yes.
especially in our society. I think in Nagaland.
Because just to add to that, education in every way empowers people, be it a man or a woman, a child, or you know, it empowers, it opens our eyes and our minds. So I mean, I love the whole idea of, you know, passing on our skills and our traditional, even our traditions, you know, to the next generation.
To itia laga present generation sa shuglo do man woman gambi mala place could say like what does it mean to be a strong and successful woman, like One kitchen they belong kore. Na kinga apne angani.
I will not. Or well, that's just part of life now, to be in the kitchen. But it's not just that.
It's not just that. Or would you
I think
say,
I disagree.
or just having a good bank balance also would make you a strong, successful woman, or just enough to have the love and support of your close ones,
Loved ones.
loved ones. Which
For
one
me,
weighs more? Would you say?
I think it's same for me. I mean, it has to be balanced. For me,
Okay.
we need both.
I think. I think you have a lot to say to that.
Oh gosh, I may get into trouble for this, but I don't. Oh gosh, this is.
You don't know where to start.
Spill the tea.
I think she doesn't know where to
I
start.
think the Naga woman is made for more than the kitchen. I think there's so much more to the Naga woman that to be just confined to the four walls of a kitchen would be such a tragedy. And I think, my joy, I think, is to see women coming out and spreading their wings really and stepping out of the kitchen to be who they are and using their talents, their skills, their education to also influence the society in a positive way. And we see that so much now in Naga society. Women are coming up, and I feel that these are because of things that are in us, in women, things that cannot be taken away by laws or by the ability to work hard, the ability to be committed. These are qualities that are inborn in each one that no one can take away. And I think women are really, taking hold of those qualities and stepping out of the kitchen, God forbid, and doing more than just cooking. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, cooking is a wonderful, and I wish I had more of cooking skills. But
A lot
some
of people are
are
making
called
meals.
to be cooks, and they do a wonderful job.
Not degrading
but not
cooking,
everyone,
yeah.
And if you're called to be a cook and make wonderful food and be
Earn a
able
good
to,
living.
yeah, and earn a good living with that, wonderful, yeah. So.
And on that note also, do you believe that if in this society that
Yeah.
women are tahan venture out Korea say, aro tahan in a just spreading their wings, I should say, and everything, do you think the Naga men would be happy to be a stay-at-home dad and have the wife or the mom be the bread earner?
Gosh, I don't know about that, but I think Naga men are also changing. I think Naga men are very comfortable, or at least the ones that I have interacted with are very comfortable with women working. And in fact, they want the women to work. They want the women to have a job, to have a life of her own. So I think things are changing.
Right.
And as we get more and more exposed to the world and with the internet and everything, I think things are changing.
Mr. Sangbid lo pade ki thought ase.
Yeah. The only thought that comes to my mind right now is partnership. Husband and wife partnership. So there shouldn't be any fixed rule that women should cook, men should earn, or
Some men are
men
better
should
cooks.
stay home, be stay home dad, and wife should go earn. So for me, there's no rule, as such. But I think it depends on the setting, the situation, or But of course, so
I mean, would you think that in-laws also play a big part in that?
yeah, in-laws also plays a big part, but I think it definitely boils down to the husband and wife. What they agree upon.
Okay. Apni khan icha idugani rukhi thakise. This game that we're going to play. Should we continue with the questions or
Yeah.
the game? Which one do you want? I think the questions and then no more questions.
I'm sure
No,
there's
it's an
no
egg.
loser winner in the game.
Game like it's easy one. So
Everyone's a winner.
yeah.
That's how we
Okay.
empower each
Thank
other.
God,
right?
because I'm a tubelight when it comes to games.
I think we'll
Okay, let's see the first one. Then.
Okay.
So the rules are, the clues are given here, and who am I? So you
have to
can
guess.
guess. So turn by turn, we can go. You can read the clues and then guess who this person is. These are all iconic women.
I went from being on government assistance to being the richest woman in Great Britain. You could say my experience was magical. Who am I?
Great Britain.
Yeah.
Those are
And then magical
no
gives
idea.
out a lot of hints.
Yes, the word magical.
I am blank.
Any guesses?
Hint like
Great
Sarah.
Britain. Yeah, hint. I need more hints. Like a-
Author.
She's an author.
Oh, J.K. Rowling.
I never heard.
Yeah, have you heard of Harry
never
Potter
heard.
then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Harry Potter
so
and
Yes, yes, that I heard. Yeah.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, J.K.
correct.
Rowling. Yeah.
Give it
Oh,
to
1
you
point.
then. 1 point to Bambi. So the next clue, please. I was married.
Next.
The next one. I was married to the 44th President of the United States, and I'm the author of the best-selling book, Becoming. Who am I?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama.
Bambi? Oh, sorry.
Well, she said it. I knew it, but she said it.
I think that from now we have to like first come first serve
Yeah, I
kind
know.
of a basis.
Just raise your hand.
Yeah. Okay. The third clue.
Okay, actually, yeah, right, Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Oh my.
A fond opportunity to tennis Grand Slam.
Tasang, let you say it.
I think. Would you like to go first?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name,
Um,
but yeah, I recently watched. Okay, but I can't remember the name. I'm very bad with names.
okay. Would you like to take
But
that?
I know.
Serena
I
Williams.
know. See,
That's what you mentioned.
yeah, that's what I meant. I saw her play.
I know.
I saw her play.
So I think Bambi is leading the
I
way
know,
right
yeah.
now.
I have to
I
treat
will,
you.
I will let her be a winner.
We only have 2 left, so
left.
winner is already decided. But anyways, I died in a concentration camp in 1945 when I was 15 years old. She knows that.
No, you take the privilege.
I'll treat you tonight. And Frank.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that was up with our game
Congratulations.
I owe her a treat now.
I needed that.
round. So right now, now that the fun part is over, let's get to the a little more serious, also a little
Question.
bit semi-serious, we should say. And I think I will ask both of you, especially in business, both of you. अपने जिशन भी business run करे से नहीं nature la livelihood sustainability करने and this and that. So do you think कि women can करने loans, grants, or just certain resources to
Woman.
put themselves out there in the beginning, in the startup of it all? Is it there, or opportunity kan to komti ase na bishi ase na? For men it's more apne decision la hisab se.
For me, in fact, by what I see, more than the men, actually, I feel women gets more privilege when it comes to fund or loan or, when it comes to even the bank, when you are about to open a new bank account, the privilege that women have. So I feel like there's a lot of
Can you give us some few examples? Like what kind of privilege women gets?
privilege women gets in a sense. See, so I'm wondering whether I'm just talking about entrepreneurs, because recently we know with all this COVID thing, I feel that women entrepreneurs kan laga tagan garne project olai she tagan garne loan dia se la. I hear a lot about that. So I can't really specifically say itu laga loan inya ko na pare holibi for business women na inya loan dia nile do inya project ola gan laga paper bi dikhi ase announcement bi huni da ye. And guanishna even in the in bank they women can garner privileges can be she na. So for me, I just feel women get a lot of privilege. For me, I should say that. But the only thing is that, is it the same all kind of group of women who gets it? What about those people who are good at work, but they don't have connections? You know what I mean by connections? Connections natakarne napay na kunubay bay na. So that's something debatable. Will it be provision do ase do? I've heard and I've read about it.
So abni bhi edu awareness karne nathaka karne ase na edu ki sometimes bishi funds khan ase bishi schemes khan thake holi bhi awareness nathaka karne ase na kinega edu women don't know about these schemes, or
So just like what I just said, ase, and then people also tayan bi huni tagibo de, or kunuba to attempt kori tagibo de. Well, maybe sometimes I know this is something. For some people, it may be offensive. Well, maybe not everybody, even if it's women, not everybody gets a privilege to get it. They try to apply, maybe there are people who are a little powerful, or maybe people who are a little influential, or people who know the influentials. For me, I just feel as if they're the ones getting it. Of course, I really didn't, as a woman, I really didn't, go ahead with any funds in a process lamba the crease. I have also, maybe try to maybe I don't know, people higher up, or maybe there people not there to push me.
Okay.
I'm not too aware, but what I also want to add is that the fact that there is a department that is completely dedicated to women, so I think it's called Women Development. Yeah, and so I think that says a lot, and I think there are funds and loans available, but like Tasang said, whether everybody is aware of it, whether the women who really need it are aware of it,
are getting it,
and
or
are
not.
getting it, that I don't know, and so therefore I can't say too much about it. Yeah.
Young women can business data la journey venture and going na since amni dijin be business related to suna to dangi ki message tiwo.
Bambi, you can start off.
Or let's just get to what is the best advice you've received in your life, I think. And then, I mean, in your business venture, what is the best or worst also? You can give us the worst and then the best.
I don't think I received any worst advice, but I think the best advice would be to contradict the topic that we were just discussing about loans. There's a very major businessman in Nagaland who I really look up to. He said, don't depend on loans. So that's what I want to try and live by, because when I started my business, I started with a loan, and it was a struggle to pay back, especially because when the business was just starting out. So his advice to me was, don't take loans if you can, if you can, and don't depend on loans. And so that's something I try to live by. But if there's any advice that I would give to not just young women, but to young Nagas who are on the threshold of starting a business, is to stay committed. I've said this before also, but staying committed is the hard part, because business is never easy. We've been doing this for years now, and we still have our struggles. There's still days when we think, we want to take days off, and maybe we should quit this, but hanging in there because there's nothing else that we can do. Or I kind of think that this is the only thing I can do well, So that's why I'm hanging in there. But to stay committed, because what saddens me many times is you see a lot of businesses opening, shops opening, young people, so energetic starting, and then seeing the businesses close down. And to hang in there even when tough times come, that is something that I would just want to say with all my heart
Resilience
to young people. Staying committed to the business and seeing it through, no matter how difficult it is.
Very true.
Miss
What about
Asam?
you? The best advice, and what do you think you can give to the young, budding women entrepreneurs?
If I have to, relate that out of myself, I would tell to the young women who are, upcoming in their work, I would say, don't do it just because somebody is doing well in that. But do it because you love doing it, or you're gifted at doing that, or you're good at that, I remember, anyway, that's not it. So that's one thing I can say. And another thing that I can advise would be, staying committed is one thing, but nothing comes easy, when it comes to, of course, what we do, what Bambi and I are doing are passion-led, we love doing it because it's our passion. So obviously when it's passion-led, obviously we will be committed to doing it. Yeah. So I would say, work hard. you know, along with being committed, just keep working. Just keep working hard, you know, because businesses cannot always be up. It will be down sometimes, right? So just like the pandemic that happened, where, you know, businesses were closed. But whatever it is, you know, stay committed and don't give up. Work hard. That's all I can say.
I think that sums it up all, actually, when, you know, when it comes to empowering everybody and to encourage. I think to empower is to also encourage. And thank you so much, Bambi and Tasang, for coming to our show.
It was truly empowering.
It was very empowering.
Thank you
Beautiful,
for
but
It's a
very
privilege.
strong insights. And thank you so much for
Thank you so
coming.
much.
Thank you.
ঠিক আছে তো আজি গাড়ে women empowerment la topic uporde discussion imata ki huwa aru ngani chine interesting topic discussions kan sai regoli mujhe lido every morning stand up with Hornbill TV sai rakhi
That differentiation also needs to come in. Women in Nagaland, when they talk about women's issues and women's rights and women's place in decision making, it is not feminism.
Yeah. Without empowering the women, say the mother, you cannot empower your children. You know, it starts from there. Everything starts from the kitchen, from the mother, from the house. Then you go to the neighbor, then you go to outside.
Mala society do sai shukule. Are we ready to accept a woman leader?